Hello, everybody, and welcome back to this live. I was going to say back to the podcast, but it isn't. So today I wanted to show you within the mastermind, I've had so many of you guys, amazing people, reaching out to me asking what in the world is scaling systems, which is great because now I have awareness that more people need to understand about all the amazing features of this offer. So, within that, I wanted to give you all a behind the scenes look into all the amazing things that you would get if you decided to join Scaling Systems. I originally was going to do this on an Instagram Live and a Facebook Live, and I tried to share my screen and it was really hard. So, within the mastermind, I'm going to just be sharing with you what it looks like behind the scenes, what you get when you join, and kind of how we frame things to make sure that you succeed. This is really, I have run this mastermind for 3 years, and it is one of the things that I've done in this year has been creating as many safeguards as possible, creating as much to over deliver for each and every one of you to make sure that this works for everyone. Now, let me talk to you about what Scaling Systems is. Scaling Systems is a 12-month mastermind, and it's designed to get you from either 0 to 100K or 10 to 100K, 10K to 100K. Now, the reason why I say it's not just for 0 to 10K, 100K anymore is this Scaling Systems 12-month mastermind came about because I used to have something called the Six-Figure Systems Mastermind. You guys might be familiar with it. If not, welcome. It's what this used to be called. And at the beginning of this year, I wanted to make sure that I did everything I could to guarantee results for my clients, get as many people results as possible. And I realized within the mastermind previously, there were kind of two groups of people. There were people who were just really trying to get started, but were looking at their businesses as more of something they were doing on the side, something they just needed a little bit of support with, and they were and fantastic humans, but they were just kind of like, okay, yeah, no, this business is just kind of like a part of what I do. I want to learn how to do it better and more efficiently, which is great. And that is why I created what is now called marketing systems. This is my low ticket offer that is designed to get you from 0 to 90K or 0 to 10K in 90 days. Now, as I was thinking about creating this offer, I split apart six-figure systems into marketing systems and into scaling systems. I did that in February and March of this year because I know how important it is to be in the right group of people, to surround yourself with people who are pushing themselves to what you want to achieve. And that's why I decided to separate them. So what once was six-figure systems is now marketing systems and scaling systems. Within marketing systems, I am focusing entirely on social media, and we are just talking about the basics. It is very minimal. I'm talking about just the simplistic things that will take you to move your business forward and just make 10K in 90 days. Typically it's 1,500. And within that program, you get weekly coaching and you also have a portal and a stream that you can post in. Now, when I was creating this, I wanted to create an idea for you all that were like, okay, I still want to be a part of marketing systems. I want to get like the basics. I really feel like I want to make sure I understand the pieces of marketing systems that I need to succeed. So what I did is I took that and I created a true ascending model, which means that everything in marketing systems you build upon in what is now called scaling systems, the Scaling Systems Mastermind. So it's the marketing systems program, the Scaling Systems Mastermind. And within the Scaling Systems Mastermind, I went in and I was like, okay, what are the essentials? If, again, for both of them, I was like, what does somebody need to make 10K? Make that first five figures. And for the mastermind, for the Scaling Systems Mastermind, my 12-month program, I was like, what do people need in order to hit 100K consistently year after year? And for me, it really boiled down to some specific things. First off, how you view yourself. Your CEO self-concept is imperative. Second off, I went through and I thought about, okay, what does it look like to create a six-figure offer instead of just having an offer that people are like, oh, that seems nice, like coaching, then you create an offer, a name, a brand around what you do so that more people have an understanding of the unintentional or the intangible results that they create. So that's the second thing. The next thing is marketing. I went through and really was like, okay, what's the difference between just marketing at the marketing systems level and at the scaling systems level? And with the scaling systems, that's where we talk about batching. That's where we talk about really getting all of your content done for the entire month. We'll also be getting into ads and hiring as well. It's higher level information for people who are ready to go to the next level. The next piece of that is managing leads, making sure you got enough people coming in. That's lead generation, which is the first half. And the second half is nurturing your audience. So once you get people there, do they convert to a consult? We got to find out. And the last piece is, well, two more pieces, sales, which is making sure those consults actually convert, and then planning, knowing how to use your time and finance as well. So I went in and I created this, and it is something that I have worked on for literal years. And I know that I have distilled it down to the most important things that you need to succeed, and not just succeed once, but succeed every single year following. So, how do I make sure that happens within my program? Let me show you. So within the mastermind, the second that you join, you get access to two things. Well, you'll get access to many things if you join now. You're going to get access to what's called courses and communities. Both marketing systems and scaling systems have a community and they have a course. The course is, of course, the education behind it. If you're thinking about building a plane, you don't want to just start building the plane as you fly it. You need to have an understanding of what it looks like to run a six-figure business. Now, are there many ways to run a six-figure business? Of course, there are so many different ways that you can go about it. However, when you're thinking about growing your business, it's very helpful to have a blueprint of what one business could look like. And what I say is you take my blueprint and you adopt it completely, and you're like, that's a perfect setup for me. Let's go. It seems very simple, straightforward, and easy. I can make it work. And then we got the mind drama around it that we coach on. So there's that. And then the second way is you can adapt it. So you can be like, okay, I like this piece, but I kind of want a different set of wings if we're thinking about the plane analogy. And then last but not least, there is the abandon. So it's like, okay, I really don't like this model. I really want to create a helicopter. So then we go in and we create a helicopter for what your business is going to look like. It's not like you have to only follow my way. In fact, I encourage people to have differences. However, I will give you the reasoning behind why I created the blueprint that I did, what makes it easy, what makes it simple, and how you can do the same. One of the things that I found is that a lot of times when I was doing mindset coaching without the strategy and systems behind it, really understanding the formula for what a six-figure business looks like, is what I would do is I was coaching myself on building the plane as I flew it, while I was also trying to coach myself on piloting the plane. So I was working two times harder than I needed to, because without direction, without understanding what a path was, I was spinning my wheels. And how does this actually work? Versus somebody telling me, here's how you can make it work. Here's one way you can make it work. And then coaching myself on all the mind drama that inevitably came up, anyways. So that is what we do in the portal. In the course for the Scaling Systems Mastermind, you go through and you first and foremost start off with all of the things that I just mentioned to you, the inevitable pieces of it. First and foremost, the CEO self concept. If you are going into a networking group, if you are online, you can tell who's sheepish about themselves, about their offer, and about their belief in you. And you can tell who is strong, who is confident, who is clear. And the difference between those two people is the difference between people who hit six and multiple six figures and the people who stay behind. I could give two people the exact same offer, and just the confidence that they sell the offer, one person will absolutely make more than the other every single time. Why? It's because they feel safe. When people see people that are confident, they feel safe enough to invest with them. Confidence isn't about bravado. It's not about creating this false facade. It's about being truly grounded and knowing that you are going to entrust me with your currency, with your money, with your hard-earned income, and maybe savings, and I'm going to make sure that I give you a return. That is what your CEO self-concept is. It's the first and most important thing because how you do one thing is how you do everything. And that's the kind of energy we want to show up with when you do the program. So that's the first piece of things. The second piece of things is the six-figure offer. So within your six-figure offer, there is a very clear differentiator for me when I sold Megan Wing Coaching in the Career Fulfillment Initiative. What was that? People were paying money because they believed in me as a human versus in the result that they would be creating, career fulfillment. Megan Wing Career Fulfillment, to the exact same coaching, the exact same time frame, but the packaging was different. It went from somebody feeling like they went into a store and they were just looking around, kind of perusing, to I am attracting people who want the blue sweater that I'm selling on the shelf. And it is the best blue sweater that you can use for these occasions, but this is, you are here for sweaters, I got them. And that's what having a six-figure offer looks like. You know how to package your offer. You know how to sell your offer. You know how to create demand with your offer because what you're doing is you're creating this excitement around the result you're creating and the movement behind your mission and the legacy your people want to create more than just a 6-month time period. It's not compelling, not as compelling. And that's why the people who are in Scaling Systems, my 12-month mastermind, that's why their offers stand out. That's why they're making money, even in economic situations, even when houses flood. The people who are in Scaling Systems, they know how to go the distance and they know their offers are going to stand out against their competitors because we are in the solopreneurship revolution. We have never had more solopreneurs than ever before. So, I wanted you to know about this is why the people who join Scaling Systems, this is why they stand out. When they join the Scaling Systems 12-month mastermind, not only am I retraining their brain to think instead of like an employee, to think like a strong, confident CEO every single week, 3 hours a week, plus if you join before October 5th, but you are also going to get access to the six-figure offer, which is going to make you stand out. From there, we've got to talk about marketing. Everything about the way that you show up online, everything about the way that you show up in person is marketing. Now, in this mastermind, since I made my first million all on Instagram, I want to teach you how to do the same within marketing systems. So, within here, when you're thinking about marketing systems, when you're thinking about creating this strong offer, within marketing systems, I go through and talk to you about how to batch out your content. This is one of the most important pieces because I have seen so many extremely talented coaches and solopreneurs that get to a certain area where they are fully booked. And my goal is that everyone who is in the Scaling Systems Mastermind is getting fully booked and then some with wait lists and things like that because you know how to stand out. However, the issue when you become fully booked, guess what happens? Your time to work 6 hours on a post dwindles to maybe 30 minutes for the whole week. You have to be prepared for that. And if you are nowhere close to six figures, you have more time than you ever have before. And this is the perfect time for you to use your energy and understand how to batch, understand how to get content out really quickly because it's a skill set. It's like skiing. You get better as the more times you go down the hill. And when you learn how to have these marketing systems in place, guess what happens? You're able to batch out your content. And I say in 90 minutes a week, but with the invention of AI, you get that billboard marketing, which is really all that your social media posts are, up and running. So it is quick, it is simple, it is streamlined. And when you're in scaling systems, people will be able to tell because not only is your marketing going to be done, but it's also going to convert. I have a three-step system that I teach the people in scaling systems and in marketing systems too that gives you an edge to your business in general, because people aren't just being sold on, oh, this is just an interesting person. That's an interesting tidbit. I feel so inspired. They're actually signing up to work with you because they have this edge. They actually see proof of concept that, hey, my work doesn't just work for me, it works for everybody. And that's what makes the solopreneurs and the coaches that are in scaling systems, you can always point out their marketing because you'll see their testimonials, you'll see them posting in their stories. They are consistent and they show up. So that's what marketing systems is. Then we go to scaling systems. This is a little different than in marketing systems. I have these two modules switched for a very important reason. When you are in when you have that strong positioning, when you've got that strong marketing, when you are trying to sell, and let's say you want to get more people on consults, you want to see at least a consult a week. You have to feel confident in your sales process. You have to know how to close people, because if you don't, you're not going to even offer people a consult. If you feel awkward on a consult, we've got to fix that. And it's just because you're not seeing it as the full service that it is, getting somebody to show up and see a full transformation for themselves. So that is what we do in the fourth module is selling. We talk about how to make that work and how to make it happen. That's what we do here. Then in module five, we have to talk about how do you get these people on a console. So the reason why this is the fifth module in scaling systems is we go through then once you feel confident about your consult, you go in and you learn how to manage leads. And this is something that sets scaling systems apart than any other thing that I've seen, because I teach you how to talk to people online in a way that does not feel salesy. It feels extremely authentic and aligned with what you want to do, because you're just talking with people about what you do, which is usually coaching or some other thing that you're passionate about. So instead of talking to people online and doing the creepy bait and switch, which is like, hey, oh my God, it looks like you had a really good vacation, buy my stuff. We don't want that. That is not what you'll see a scaling systems masterminder do. And you also don't want to see you will never see a scaling systems masterminder say, well, tell me about your favorite color. What is your favorite? Do you have any pets? Unless you work with pets, we won't talk about unproductive stuff. You are going to talk about things that are productive. You're going to talk about how to bring people in. And you're going to create conversations that actually convert. You'll be like, for me, I talk with people about their offers beforehand. I talk with people about their conversion rate, how much money they make, how much money they want to make, where their dreams are for their business, where they see it going, why they see it going that way, how many kids they have. I know about my people. My dad calls it the wing bubble. When you enter my family, it's like you are protected. You are in this bubble, and we are going to ensure that you create a bubble for your people that they feel safe enough to buy, and then book those calls. And then last but not least, something that makes scaling systems so different than any other mastermind is I get nosy. I want to know exactly what's going on in your business. So for my clients, I go through and every month I go and I know how many people they've talked with, how many people, and this is something that you get to do on the calls. You make it super easy for you. And I'm going to see, have you gotten consults this week? If not, no big deal. Let's fix it. I can go ahead and see every single week when you fill out this lovely handy dandy form, which tells me what week it is. You go through and you tell me your wins of the week, your breakthrough of the week, how many hours you worked, how much money you've made, all of this jazz. Anything else you want to tell me? Not only do you get just feedback to say, hey, here's an idea, but I give you a video every single week. I know exactly what's going on in your business. I know how much money you've made. I know how much, if you want to talk to me about private things, I can. I also go through and I do a monthly eval. So I'm checking in on your business and I'm saying, hey, let's talk about it. What is your goal for October? Do you have a goal? If you don't have a goal, for sure join this mastermind, because you want to be not your goal for the year, not just 100K that we put pie in the sky. I want it to be like, okay, I want to make $8,333 a month. I am ready for it. Here are the ideas that I have. Megan, give me more. I'm feeling stuck. I have no idea where to start. Help me out. I can help you with all of that. That's what we do in the Scaling Systems Mastermind. And I give you personalized feedback every single month. So you'll see all these things and I deleted information for confidentiality's sake. So I'm kind of running through these quickly, but we've got progress trackers, we've got financial trackers, and then we have the goals. And then every single time that you get coached live or in the stream, guess what? It's here. I have every single piece of information for you. And this is just at the beginning of us working together. So this is literally like if you show up and you raise your hand and you show up in the stream, you will get coached. You will get exactly what you need. Literally all you have to do is show up. And the fun part about this bad boy, the weekly form, is that this happens in the first 10 minutes of the call. So once you get all the learning, and the second that you join the class, the second that you pay, the second you enroll, you get access to the course. Then we have all these awesome things in the discussion stream. Here are all the questions, all the things, and I give personalized feedback from everything to webinars to websites. We go through all of the things and it becomes so clear and helpful for what you do. And then this is where you can access to the mastermind. But if you have a question at Saturday at 2 a.m., I say between give me 7 to 2 hours of time and I'm going to be able to respond to you, either me or someone on my team. Currently, it's just me. Soon, it will be others. And within this program, you're going to get what you need because we can pull up this document. Even if somebody hasn't coached you at all and they don't know you at all, they're going to have this document that they can pull up, review before they give you feedback. So you're not going to get something that's redundant. You're not going to get somebody that's like, you have to repeat yourself every single time because they have the strategy documents for you, which is very, very helpful. Now, what are these jazzy additional systems and resources? So you saw also at the bottom, every call is recorded. Every call has notes that I take diligently. So you're going to have that available for you too. Then from here, we have the additional systems and the bonus systems. Anything from how to make a freebie to how to make a Facebook group, how to make a Google Classroom, how to use Acuity scheduling, QuickBooks, contracts, all of that is included in here. How to use TikTok. And for some reason, the thumbnails aren't loading, but we have other people that come in as well about podcasts, about emails, about doing chat GPT. There is so much that is in here that you don't have to go through at all right now. However, if you're like, ooh, Megan, I need to know how to set goals. Want to make my 5-year plan. I'm doing a webinar. Can you put me in the right direction? I probably have a training for that. So that's what makes the Scaling Systems Mastermind different is we go through and you don't learn, you're not building the plane as you fly it. You are actually creating things based on the templates that I give you. Oh, and the other super fun thing is you actually get a folder for the Scaling Systems Mastermind. So not only do you get access to the portals, the community, the educational modules, but every single person that joins the mastermind gets a whole Google folder that has every single template that is in there ready for you to go. And I'm going to show you one of my clients as an example. But everything from like, okay, how do you make your offer? How do we go about with marketing? How do we go about selling? And what do I say post consult? How do I make sure that I have a flow for my consult calls? Where do I evaluate my consult? All of these things are in here. You have planning webinars, like how do I evaluate my webinars? And on the calls, I share my screen like this and I'm running through stuff. It is quick, but it is something that like if you genuinely are serious about growing your business, you want somebody to go quick, you want somebody to push you, you want somebody to make sure that you're showing up at the next level. And that's exactly what the Scaling Systems Mastermind does. Now, I made this mastermind 12 months so that when you join the mastermind, you get my support for a full year. That means me every single week looking at that form, giving you a personalized Loom video and seeing to make sure your business is on track. Number two, that also means that you are going to get me every single month, giving you that monthly eval with that rainbow tracker, along with creating a social media audit for you to make sure that you're showing up with a really powerful presence. Then you're also going to get coaching calls. So currently for this round of the mastermind, you are going to get access to marketing systems and scaling systems. I'll show you what that looks like there. But within marketing systems and scaling systems, so this is the course, and then you click here, and then whoop, we're in marketing systems. Boom. Great, great, great. So then you can go into the learning, you can go into events, and you can book these marketing systems calls. You can just put it right on your calendar. And then same for scaling systems. So you can go in and click on the events and you can see the days of the calls. There is a scaling call, which is from 10 to 11 a.m. East, a.m. to, yeah, 10 to 11 a.m. Eastern on Tuesdays. Then for marketing systems, you'll also get an additional hour of coaching. So 4 hours of coaching every single week on Tuesdays from 1 to 2. Then on Wednesdays from 11 to 1 for 2 full hours. That's when the open coaching call is. So you get access to all of this just by signing up by Sunday at midnight. Now, if you have a couple of questions, make sure that you reach out to me because the consult times have been taken. They have been removed. So if you need to book a consult, the only time you're going to have available is next week. So if you're thinking about joining, first and foremost, I would recommend just getting started so you can jump on the calls as soon as possible. However, you are also able to join if you book a consult for the first week in October, the first full week in October. That would be the 6th through the 11th. I opened up consults even over the weekend. So if you don't see any times that are available on the weekdays, I'm going to show up for you on the weekend and make sure you're ready to go. So we'll get you, make sure you're ready to go. We're going to get you'll know exactly how I would customize scaling systems for you, or just do what other people have been doing and message me, and I will just tell you how I would customize it, and then you can join and get coached for even sooner. So this round of the mastermind will go from October of this year to October of next year, and this is the last time to join the Scaling Systems Mastermind in 2025. I will be doing another launch this year, but no one's going to start until 2026, and I might even choose to move that one back. So, if you want to finish this year strong and start next year stronger, there's never been a better time to do it. And I can't wait to see you all in Scaling Systems very soon.